हाय माय नेम इज़ उमर कुरैशी और मैं खूबसूरती का बहुत शौकीन हूँ. हम सब खूबसूरती के शौकीन हैं. वी ऑल वांट खूबसूरती in our lives and we have a movie called Khoobsurat played by Sonam Kapoor and the dashing Fawad Khan from Pakistan. Welcome guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've said Khoobsurat so many times, we need to write your check.
Yeah. Come on.
Promoting
Yeah.
the film.
No, because Khoobsurti, like it's a very subjective term,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. So what does Khoobsurti mean to you and what does it mean to you?
Start.
Well, I think उसकी literal meaning भी होती है. It's got both kind of meanings. I think
Yeah.
outward and inward beauty. So for me, I think it is more about how original or genuine a person is. That's how much more beautiful they become.
Right.
But yeah, I think that
Yeah.
something pleasing to the eye doesn't hurt.
और पहले जो नजरें पड़ती हैं वो तो मतलब चेहरे पे ही पड़ती हैं, right?
हाँ, सही बात.
Yeah. And थोड़ा बहुत below
But
the neck.
eyes are the window to the soul.
Sorry?
Eyes are the window to the soul. So.
Eyes are window to the soul, but then sometimes you look below the neck also, right?
Ew, oh my. I think I do not belong in this boys' club. I'm going to go away.
But it's true. I mean, guys, they check out the whole package.
Well-
And so do girls.
No.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was the first round. The first round, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, after that it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, Khoobsurti is something, I find beauty in everything. And not only in people, like
Yeah.
in anything. I think everything is breathing, living, and everything has a history, everything has a story to tell.
Right.
And anything which is like that is beautiful to me. Anything that has more to it than just the surface.
Yeah.
So if I see something that I can tell a story with, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I know it's I don't know if it's in context, but that there was somebody said that fashion is art, and art is not supposed to look beautiful. It is supposed to make you feel. So I don't know. It's relevant in terms
Right.
of anything that is beautiful or aesthetic,
Right.
or you consider art. You consider art is supposed to be beautiful, right? It's supposed to be
Absolutely. Yeah,
khoobsurat.
true.
So anything that makes you feel,
Yeah.
I think, is beautiful. So for me, anything that makes me feel is beautiful. Anything that gets a reaction out of me is beautiful.
Yeah. And anything that you feel is beautiful?
That makes you feel.
Anything that makes you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my five senses, especially touch.
Yeah, especially touch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. Yeah, but tell me, like, two Khoobsurat people, like, how did this casting happen for this movie?
Oh, come on, you gotta.
Why
I've said this one. I've
no,
said
you
this
should
one.
you say it. Start.
What do you mean I say it? Like,
Because you keep
I've got it memorized.
Yeah, you've got it memorized and you make it precise and like not long drawn out like I do. So
The precise is the last thing that I am. I ramble. मैं तो शुरू कर दूँ तो फिर उसका खत्म नहीं करता. So cut it out wherever you feel. It started last year in January. I think the team at AKFC had seen a bit of my work, and apparently मेरे लिए पर्चियाँ बहुत आ रही थी.
yeah, there were two of my aunts, Meher auntie and Pami auntie.
Yeah.
Pami Bakshi.
Of course.
And they both like have seen his shows. And then there's my one of my closest, one of my best friends, Bernia Qureshi, who had seen his shows as well. And they all three were like, oh my God, Fawad Khan, he can romance a chair. So I was like, are you likening me to a chair, or you think nobody can romance me? So a person who can even romance a chair can romance me. So they were like, no, but kitna sona ladka hai, and all of that nonsense was happening. And I was like, okay, theek hai. And then my sister like saw his pictures and saw some of his work, and then he did a reading, and then we were just like, amazing.
So then he was signed up and that's
And
it.
then
And
to make the
fairy
long
tales.
story short,
But you have this amazing fan following because of the television, the series you've done, right? All the several serials. So you have, like, there are girls who are...
Do you watch it?
Yeah, of course I watch it.
Do you watch his shows?
Yeah, I watched it after I got to know he signed the movie, to be honest. Yeah, and there's a line of girls out there still waiting out there. And you must be used to that, like, all the time. How do you deal with that? Or are you used to it?
With his five senses?
With your five senses.
Senses, yeah.
Yeah.
I try to be as sensible as possible.
Good one.
No, I'm just kidding, man. I don't know. I think I react to it the same way that I've reacted to anything 10 years ago. So it's a new experience for me every time.
He thinks they're very kind.
Yeah.
I think they're very kind and very sweet. It's very sweet of them to
तो आपके
feel that way.
मिजाज कैसे हैं आपके मतलब आपके मिजाज कैसे हैं शौकीन किस्म के
मिजाज मेरा शौकीन मिजाज मैं शौकीन मिजाज खाने के मामले में हूँ बाकी मेरे जो मिजाज हैं जो मेरी बाकी सेंसेस हैं वो काफ़ी कंट्रोल में हैं कंट्रोल की जाती हैं
वो कैसे आप मतलब योगा करते हैं
योगा नहीं करता बट आई हैव अ योगी इन माय लाइफ एक्सरसाइजेस दैट कंट्रोल
Whips
No,
and
that's discipline. Yeah, that's discipline. That sounds like S&M.
yeah, it's whipped.
Yeah. Sonam, did you watch his shows before?
I have to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, you hadn't watched.
No, I don't watch TV in general. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry, Zoom, and Omar and
Yeah.
everyone. I don't watch television. I read more.
Jhoot.
But TV can't देखती हूँ फवाद.
Like, she
Yesterday
reads-
you were showing me this big collection of your TV shows that you
But TV
Yeah,
shows are
yeah.
completely different from.
The international shows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I read more and I
Yeah,
watch
she
TV.
reads a lot.
Yeah, and I watch American TV shows, the good like HBO
Yeah.
shows. And
sort of.
He's upset. He's hurt. He's.
I know.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
Shattered. Yeah.
No.
I asked him. I was like,
I'm happy that you
I
have.
was like, which
Yeah,
show do
go
you
on.
want me to watch?
Yeah.
He's like, none. I was like, why not? Because he doesn't like anything that, like any of his own work. He has
Why?
a lot of respect for the work he's done, like for the
Yeah.
shows that he's a part of. But he's like, yeah, mera kaam theek nahi hai. So he's like, we're like stupidly modest. So eventually I'm going to sneakily watch his stuff and not tell him about it.
But Sonam, is it true that can he romance a chair?
He can romance anything. He can romance a carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna
sounds
go.
so-
And he's
That
gonna go
sounds
like,
terrible, yeah.
He's gonna like lie on the floor of the
Cut to
carpet.
now. I think Umar is going to ask me in a bit. Demonstrate.
Demonstrate.
The next shot will
Look
be
at
of the camera on the
No, but
floor
like,
and me just.
how is it? Are you a romantic by nature? Does it come naturally to you?
Oh my God, he got married to this. He got married to the same girl he's been dating all his life. Obviously, he's a romantic.
That's how many years?
That's 15 years now.
MashaAllah, God bless. Yeah. The same girl you fell in love with in college and
Actually back in it's a cheesy story. It was tuition.
Cheesy.
It's a bit cheesy, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But
it was
that's
at
lovely.
tuition.
That's lovely.
I know.
It's not cheesy at all.
Cheese is something that comes out of like lots of romance, and I love cheese
Yeah.
in general, like all kinds of cheese.
It just makes you healthier.
No, cheese is amazing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
eat and
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. But tell me a little bit about your love story.
Well, it sort of started. I was 17. She was 16. I was 17. And,
Aww, Romeo and
yeah,
Juliet.
Yeah.
I met her, and we used to have this thing called MIRC at that time. IRC, Internet Relay Chat. So there used to be like people used to.
ICQ?
ICQ Messenger bhi hota tha.
ICQ, yeah.
There's
You
that
remember
time.
Yes, I remember ICQ. Yeah.
So,
Free cell.
Back from the days when you had dial-up
Yeah.
modems.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That sound was like the most exciting.
Whenever
sound.
you would connect, you were like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm connected.
Yeah.
You are connected to the internet.
Yeah. So then what happened?
So when we met for the first time, and I remember when I first saw her, we were not officially introduced. I was more like, I almost felt like a stalker. Not a stalker, because I was like with a friend. And it was more of that thing, like, oh, that's them. Because it was schools and everything, so you get to know, okay, who's coming in, who's going out. And we were at this bowling alley, and I remember seeing her for the first time. And I actually confused her for another person that I used to chat with on the internet.
Oh.
And later on I found out, she was like, no, that was not me, that was my friend. And I was like, well, then tell your friend that, I've got the hearts for her.
Yeah.
And
That's straightforward.
that's different. And this is probably the first conversation I was having with girls, I swear. And when I met her, it was the first 10 days after I met her, I proposed. And I was like, this is it.
That's awesome. How do you propose?
How did I propose? I was like, call me old-fashioned, call me, narrow-minded, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But if we're going to do this, I want there to be a conclusion, and I know that I want to marry you. I know that I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
And you had a ring. You had a ring.
No, I didn't have a ring. I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
All I had was were
But कुछ भी
dreams.
use कर लेते. You could
Coca-Cola.
have used a key ring. You could have used anything.
It was on the phone.
You did not do
So
it.
I sort of did ring. I did
Okay.
ring her
So there
up,
was a
and I
ring
said,
involved.
That is,
there was a ring. There's
how
always
can
a ring.
How can
Yeah.
you
There's
say
always a
that to
ring.
a girl on the phone?
Yeah.
You're
Because
so-
at that time, मेरी तो चित्रौल होती थी. I could not step out of the house much. So
Yeah.
It was actually, I felt like I was more the girl in the relationship than she was.
Yeah.
Because I just used to like maybe get out once a month or something like that. So normally it used to be just talk on the phone, talk on the phone, talk on the phone. Kabhi mulaqat hogi, is tarah ki cheez. And I just had to say it. So I just said it before it was too late. And for me, every second passing by would be late. So I was like, that's it, I've decided.
That's fabulous. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like every second matters. That's so true. And people let months and weeks pass by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life passes you by, right?
Yeah, life passes
You have
by.
anyone in your life?
No, I don't want to. I don't discuss my personal life in general. So whether I have someone or I don't have somebody, I will never comment on it.
Which means you have somebody right now.
No,
because the last time you said I don't have somebody.
No, I don't. Like, it's not. I will not even answer them even if I don't have somebody in my life, or if I have somebody in my life, I will never comment on
But
it.
it's such a khoobsurat thing to have somebody beside you.
I know, but
you
it's like nobody's business but my own.
Yeah.
Such a good to have someone besides you in your life.
No, I think after a certain point, I do not discuss my personal life.
Yeah.
I've always made it a rule. Whether I was single, I will never comment if I'm single. I will never comment if I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
It can left to everybody's imagination, but I am very much happy with this status of me being inconclusive.
Oh, well said.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you first met Fawad, and when you first met her, you're both very good-looking people. Like, did sparks fly? Did the hearty eyes happen?
No, my
and all
dad
that?
was there, so I don't think any could have happened.
Oh, yeah.
When I first met her, I was in the presence of her dad, and I was like, man, I must be backward. But I was like, her father's here, and
We have to do a look test. It would be romantic.
yeah. And I was like, that's what was actually just sort of going through my head. I was like,
Yeah.
now we have to do this look test. We have to be romantic, and I was like, her dad's here, and her dad's is an actor that I've seen while growing up.
And he's
so
intimidating.
I kind of, I was intimidated, and I was like, so how does this work out? And he left. No, actually, he came in after the picture.
He came in the beginning, and then he came in after.
But it was a very awkward moment. You know?
Yeah.
For me, it was an awkward moment. I don't think it maybe happen again, but I guess that was my introduction.
And for you?
I think, honestly, I think it's very old-fashioned to think that as actors, obviously there's always attraction to the person you're supposed to be in love with in the film or whatever.
Right.
I mean, if you don't have that, then there's no chemistry.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's... the biggest turn-off for me is when somebody is in a relationship or is married. So I was already turned off. Even though he is the sweetest, nicest, best looking, and he's a really good friend.
And he can romance a carpet.
No, and he can romance a carpet, but like for me, I do not even go there.
So for girls, I mean, maybe you can add me to your home as a rug.
No, I don't even go there. I will not even go there. I don't want to even talk about it because I think it's disrespectful to the person he's married to.
Absolutely.
So I don't even want to say that. Oh yeah, there was obviously I find him hot and I think he's good looking and I think he's an amazing guy, but that does not mean
that you
but
let
sparks
the guard
fly
down.
on screen because it's manufactured in a way for us to have chemistry.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I think that to a certain degree, you do sort of develop a certain relationship.
Yeah.
And there is a possibility of even for a brief moment, we're sitting having a conversation, I can just, for that brief moment, just fall in love.
Yeah.
Because, we're just having this amazing conversation, we're just connecting. So I think that when that happens during acting, it, to a certain degree, you are romancing the person.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you connect.
And being true to your craft.
Because it would show between two people.
True.
Unless, you're a ham and you can just play to the...
No, I mean, obviously there's honesty to the roles, but it's always as Millie and Vikram.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, I think you do, there's always a piece of you in every film or in every romantic story that you do. But I don't think there's, and I think that's why, Fawad and I have great chemistry, and I think a lot of people have been commenting on that, and a lot of people say that about us, even from the trailers.
You know how many haters you have right now among the women?
Why? Because I have good chemistry with Fawad. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. I'm very happy having him all to myself. But even if it's for a short while, I think that what Fawad saying is right. At that moment, there's honesty in the situation. Otherwise, people like catch the dishonesty. But after you cannot. I'm saying that yes, there is always going to be chemistry with two people who like each other
Right.
or who respect each other. I have chemistry with you, Omar. I like and respect you.
Me
so
too.
you have a conversation,
Yeah.
right?
Thank
So it's you can create chemistry with everyone, but I don't know, like I feel like after a certain point, it's really like unfair to ask a married man,
Yeah.
you know?
It's kind of funny, I think.
Married men, sorry to interrupt, have the license.
Why?
License for?
License to do, they shouldn't,
To
they
thrill.
should, huh?
License for thrills. Okay. No, that's
No,
not true. Love.
that's not true. They have license to do
Is she
jack.
jealous?
That's the
Is your wife
license that they
jealous?
have. They have license to do jack.
They have license to. Oh God. You are gonna cut that out, right?
No, to do jack. I didn't mean that. You took it in the wrong way.
Who's Jack?
To do jack shit. That's what I meant. I just wanted to say, guys, this is your mind, not my mind.
Who's Jack?
I said they have license to do. Oh my God. This is like so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, we
Both of
love
y'all
it. We love it.
Both of y'all need to do interviews by yourself.
Yeah. Fawad, are you jealous and possessive?
I think I am. I'm a possessive guy. I am.
Yeah.
And
What's your star sign?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Okay.
But
Must be cusp, Scorpio.
no, I'm not a cusp.
No, he's
you're not.
bang in there in the middle.
Bang in there in the middle. But I don't know. I don't feel that our signs.
No, I'm just asking in general. It's like,
No, but I don't know. Khair. The thing is that about me, I just feel I do enjoy a certain degree of control in my life as well. It makes you feel, that you belong, and I think that is in the case of every person.
That's true.
Everyone likes possessiveness. They like control, and they like being
I hate
controlled.
it. I hate being controlled.
No, control. I'm not saying that
I think it's an alpha
by
male thing.
remote control. I'm not saying that you're just doing
Yeah.
everything robotically.
Are you an alpha male?
No, I don't think I'm
No, he's
an alpha.
not. He's like the most open-minded person I know. Quite like normal. Like you're not like he's not. I think you're possessive of the person you love. But like I know that if anybody tries to anybody tries to say you can't do this, I'll always end up doing the opposite.
You mean your inconclusive relationship tells you to do something, you'll do the opposite.
What?
Your inconclusive relationship status.
My inconclusive. Anybody, if I'm in a relationship in general, I'm a rebellious person in general, or I'm someone who just values being free.
Yeah.
I'm like a very free spirited.
Everyone is like that. I think, honestly speaking, everyone is like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a little bit of hypocrisy in all of us. You want to be controlled, but you don't want to be controlled. So it's just like this very fine line that divides excessive control and
A long leash.
yeah. So I
Gross. No, I don't think so. I think I would hate it if someone said something. If you love somebody, I
you
honestly,
set them free.
No, you don't set them free. If you love somebody, you let them be.
Yeah.
Because eventually, if
In
that
a
person,
big room with a padlock outside.
no, that's horrible. This is such a chauvinistic, sexist show.
Just kidding.
I'm
No,
leaving.
it applies to both men and women.
It applies to both. Women like to
Yeah.
control their men too.
Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah. Why do you look at that girl? Why do you check her out? Why are you gushing over
Are
her?
you crazy? I would,
Right?
honestly, like I know this for a fact that when you truly love somebody, and if the person loves you back, these questions will not even be asked.
It creeps in at some point, right?
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't discount that there's, like you say, never say never.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility of anything and everything in life.
And
But
that's
then again, that's the beauty of life,
Yeah.
The whole dynamic. Because if you were all supposed to become so uniform and behave in a certain set kind of way, then
Everyone would be
it
the
just get
same.
boring. Even in your own life. I mean, if you'd be living your whole life just in a certain discipline kind of way.
I guess so.
A fluctuation just makes life interesting.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I know this. I know this about myself. I don't know about maybe I'm just weird. I guess.
No.
No, that's not the
Absolutely
thing.
normal and fine. You're fine.
I can imagine if I can imagine myself just getting suffocated, if.
No one likes to be suffocated.
No one
Yeah.
likes to be suffocated. That's true.
But one observation I wanted to share earlier that about the whole, the craft of actually the sparks flying and all that. It's interestingly enough, I've worked with some people who, if you are to, you're getting into an antagonistic kind of a relationship on screen where, there's a lot of negativity between characters. There's a lot of the times when directors actually, sort of manipulate their actors in a way
Which is
that they
horrible.
eventually end up. I don't know. I actually kind of like that torture.
I think
You like
actors...
it?
It kind of helps. I think it really does help.
God.
That's actually creative sparks.
No,
Yeah.
I think in
Creative
a lot of ways, actors should just act, right? Just like act.
No, but acting is also full of dynamics. It's about relationships.
Believing
it's about two
it.
people.
No, of course you believe it and you're honest to that moment. But if
Yeah.
you're not good enough and if the director is short-sighted enough to do that, because sometimes if you have to get a good performance out, even if it's antagonistic, I think sometimes you need to have a lot of trust in the other actor. That's why you do those trust exercises when you study acting. Because you have to trust the other person not to let you down.
What's that trust exercise?
The basic, if you've ever done acting school, they basically like you have to do that and
Oh, they have to fall, let yourself fall and someone will get you.
the person you're supposed to do the scene with, even if it's like someone who is playing completely antagonistic to you, because you need to trust the person enough to say that Asha, he will say the line on time, and that trust factor, so you can be completely open. Because with acting you need to be open. Your heart needs to be ripped open right there, and you need to be honest and you need to be direct. And even if you're fighting with that person and you really hate that person at that moment, you need to be open and honest. And
Does this sound like the shooting of Khoobsurat by any chance between the two of you?
what?
The conflict, the hate, the trust.
There was a lot of love in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positive vibes.
There was a lot of positive
that
vibe.
absolute trusting, falling back.
No.
Is that
One big, I tell you, it was one call it long or short or whatever, whoever felt it, how long it was or how short it was. It's one joyride, I think.
Yeah.
And we were just discussing the other day.
We're gonna miss it.
That's what I'm gonna miss about it. And I got a chance to make new friends. Work with new people. It's that
FK,
positive.
how are
That
you gonna work
synergy.
with other people now?
Yeah, she's very jealous and possessive.
I'm jealous of the
Oh, contradicting yourself.
Yeah, she just contradicted herself. Yeah.
I know. See,
Yeah.
I told you contradictions exist.
Yeah.
No, you did not.
No, remember we were discussing.
Unless you edit that part and just put it back. Contradictions exist.
No, I was saying
Then
we
repeat
were
that short.
discussing.
I told you
Was I
contradictions
discussing Ayn Rand with you or Shashank?
Ayn Rand with me, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a quote where she says that contradictions do not exist, and I was like, that is not true. Contradictions do exist.
In which book?
Ayn Rand's contradictions do not exist. I think it was Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged. Yeah. Tell me, is your wife jealous and possessive?
She can be.
Yeah.
She's gonna
But
kill
again,
you.
you see, the thing is, over the years, initially when it started out, I remember back in school, and it was always very puppy love kind of possessiveness. But I think it's because of her support and her constantly just sort of backing me into this thing. Because I came from, I wouldn't say conservative, but I'd say conventional sort of, mindset.
Big
parents
difference.
who just, they felt, the son has to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, or something like that.
90% of India and Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, all our parents
So
want that. Yeah.
at that time, I think they were worried. They were worried, what is he doing in his life? And I was completely disinterested. And it was her. She's like, if you can't do this, I tried my hand at 9 to 5s. I'll be very honest. I tried 30-odd different. I tried applying to 30-odd jobs and really tried with all my heart. But I was just not good enough, because when I'd sit in the interview, I'd just be like, I'd just blank out. I'd be like, what do I do? What do I say? I couldn't understand what was going on. And towards the end of it, she was like, just do what you think you can do.
Yeah.
And that's when I came back
She
to it. So,
encouraged you.
had she not had she not been standing there with me, I don't think I'd be where I am today. She could have just cut it off right there and then said, listen, I can't live with you.
Yeah.
I can't stand this. I cannot live with this thing. So that jealousy, that possessiveness is that integral part of love that I enjoy. I don't mind being controlled. I kind of enjoy it because it makes me feel like I belong to someone, I am a prized possession of someone.
Fantastic.
And it increases my value.
Yeah.
The way I look at myself. So but not to the extent of obviously, and that's been the case of her as well. It's never been to the extent of like saying it, don't do it.
No,
because
but that's a
when it starts
wonderful
interfering.
feeling to be
No,
controlled.
it is wonderful, but you know, sometimes I've been in relationships where they're like, no, you can't do this, and why are you doing this?
That's not what I'm
upsets
talking about.
me.
Like the interference is not what I'm talking
No,
about.
no, I understand jealousy and possessiveness, that you don't want, like I know that, you know, you don't want somebody else to touch what's yours, which is fine. But you know, as people, you have to understand, like I remember telling this to someone, that what belongs to you is the best part of me. I was like, so don't think that, you know, don't think that.
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
true. That's
so
true.
Yeah.
I was like, so that is never going to be unfaithful. You
Yeah.
understand? It's who I am. I said, I choose to be with you. I remember saying that. I was like, I choose to be with you. I was like, so that choice itself makes it special.
Yeah.
So, you know, I said all these insecurities, I said they disrespect that. You know, and I was like, my choice.
And when you say I love you, it means much
No,
more.
I was like, it means much more than that. I was like, when you choose to be with someone, and so everything that comes with work and it comes with everything else is something that's very, very superficial. Even though it comes from an honest place, I love my job. I think my job is close to worship. I'm not saying that. I was like, but what I'm giving you is the best part of myself, is saying that I choose to be with this
That's
person.
beautiful.
That is true.
So I do not think a relationship has, especially an honest, selfless relationship, and I truly believe love has to be selfless, has space for possessiveness and jealousy. And I'm not saying, we're all human, and I think there is a part of us which will be like, okay, that's mine, but that's seeing you as a possession, not someone who is, you know, you choose to be with because that person makes you happy, or that person is the person that
That's
you want to,
wonderful.
who's your partner and you want to share the rest of your life with. So I'd rather not be seen as a possession or a treasure or
But
any of those
you
things.
are completing each other.
Yeah, not even you. Not I. There's another thing. I don't think anybody should complete you. I think you should be complete to actually truly love someone, because you don't need the person, right? And the person doesn't need you, but you still want to be together. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, that you are okay by yourself, but even though you're complete, you still need that person to be in your life. So nobody should complete you. You should be with the person because you choose to be with that person because you love that person that much.
Fantastic.
So all this is all in movies and it's all in books. But truly, I think that is what love
But I'm
is.
confused. Who are you agreeing with?
I'm agreeing with her contradictions.
You sort of, you know, applauded
agreeing
me
with her
on that,
contradictions.
and you applauded it. Fantastic.
No, I talk from the male perspective.
And I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and I
I'm just
will
kidding.
say that
Nice. Yeah, I agree.
It's
I agree.
important to be a little jealous and a little possessive and feel that control.
No, it
Then
feels
little bit of
good.
it,
Honestly, it feels good.
Yeah.
But after a while, it's
Yeah.
just, it's all fluff, you know?
Right.
It feels really good. It feels like you're wanted,
Yeah.
you know, and it feels amazing and all of those things. But you should be wanted despite all of that, you know, and you
That's
should
true.
be confident enough
But-
to be like,
Love is selfish.
no, it's not.
Anyway,
Selfish.
Selfish. Love
She
is
says
selfish.
selfless.
She says
Selfless.
selfless. I say selfish. Love is selfish. All forms of love
So
are selfish.
okay, so now tell me, like, how much of these aspects of love are there in Khoobsurat? Have you seen the original Khoobsurat?
Yes.
How different is it from the original Khoobsurat, and like, how difficult is it for you to fill Rekha's shoes?
It's very different from the original Khoobsurat, but and it's extremely difficult for me to fill Rekha's shoes, Rekha ma'am's shoes. The other thing is I've grown up with her, you know, and she's a very close family friend. She's my Masi's best friend. And she's there for family weddings. When Aisha came out, she was the first person to see the film. You know, we showed her the first copy, and we're going to show her the first copy of Khoobsurat in like 1 or 2 days. So it's anyway difficult for me to actually make her watch my work because I look up to her so much. But now doing this is also difficult. But fortunately for me, the character is so different from Manju that it's quite amazing, you know, that I could have my own interpretation and play my own person. I'm a doctor in this. My name is Millie. I come to fix the father. So it's completely different. But there's a certain underlying enthusiasm for life that Millie has and Manju had, which I think every person should have. Like, I have that. I believe in living every second of every minute of every day to the fullest. I appreciate everything around me. And I think in the same way, Millie lives her life. And I think Manju lived her life. And I think all of Rishikesh Mukherjee's, heroines did that. Whether it was a Goody, whether it was a Millie. All his characters really believed that and lived that, whether it was Anand.
Yeah.
It's like he believed in that philosophy where his characters were concerned. And I think that's what we've got out in Khoobsurat.
Yeah. Is she like that in real life, as like a character?
Millie?
Yeah.
ये आपको कब मिली? It's a bad joke. Yeah. Every hit serial in Pakistan has you in it. Like, how do you manage that?
Not every hit serial. I think I have, to my credit, some really terrible work as well.
Oh my God, FK, you can't say that.
It's all right to say that. I think, and you know what, I think it's healthy for an actor.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest. I think actors की एक बहुत बड़ी insecurity होती है और सबकी होती है, मेरी भी होती है कि यार ये flop हो गया तो अगला क्या होगा. But I feel it's a great graph, you know.
Yeah.
I feel you give a hit, maybe you should give 1 or 2 flops.
Yeah.
Because if you constantly keep giving hits, after that you'll plateau.
You become complacent. And you become complacent.
Yeah.
You don't have that drive to
anymore.
do. Yeah.
So I think I've done my fair share, but not.
He sings too?
Yeah, he sings very well.
Very well. He sang to you?
No, but I've heard him singing in the car when we're listening to music.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's noticed it, but I'm actually more listening to him than I'm listening to the song.
Yeah.
And we were listening to Kehna Hi Kya from Dil Se.
Yeah.
We were in Indore. We were driving back.
Not Dil Se, Bombay.
Bombay. Kehna Kya is Bombay, correct. And I don't know why I thought Manisha Koirala's in both, right? Both are Mani Ratnam films.
Yeah.
Bombay. And we were listening to that song, and he was singing along. And he's like, I'm a rock musician, and that's all I can sing, and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And I was listening to him sing this song, and he was doing it so beautifully. And I didn't want to tell him because I knew he'd stopped singing, but I heard him through. It was quite nice, FK. You didn't realize you were singing the whole song, right?
Yeah, I think I went into I had a Rain Man moment there for a second. I was
Like,
singing to myself.
I was like, oh my God, he sings so well.
Yep.
And then I was like, maybe I need to stop singing with the song and maybe just listen to Fawad Khan sing because I am so besura.
Yeah. For Sonam, to wrap the interview, I'm going to do a quick fire round with you. Yeah, so we'll go with both of you. First crush in Bollywood?
First crush in Bollywood, Salman Khan. Maine Pyar Kiya.
First crush in Bollywood, same lady in the movie, Bhagyashri.
Bhagyashri, Maine Pyar Kiya.
Yeah.
Same lady. Lady.
Yeah. What
The
makes
movie, yeah, so-
What makes Sonam Khoobsurat?
Her honesty.
What makes Fawad Khoobsurat?
That he's a
You
gentleman.
could say honesty, man. I'm an honest guy.
Ah, how kind.
So sweet.
So sweet.
Yeah. Rating on 5 for yourself as an actor?
1.
So what do you expect me to say to that? Honestly speaking, what do you expect? I'd say I'm a 2 or a 3, I think, yeah. Or maybe
One
a
thing
10.
you would change about yourself?
One thing I'd change about myself, God, nothing. I wouldn't change anything about myself.
That's great. Yeah. You?
What I'd like to change about myself is actually to stop listening to people.
One part of your job you hate?
That I have to listen to people.
One part of the job that I
That
hate,
you hate?
I don't hate anything about my job.
Your greatest fear?
Being inconspicuous.
Yours?
Greatest fear right now in life is... I think I'm living it every day.
Don't mess with me, otherwise complete that.
Don't mess with me, otherwise. Dude, nobody messes with me. Everybody's scared of me.
And for you?
Don't mess with me, otherwise
Sonam will mess with you.
I'll walk away.
I will be like, what do you mean? What do you see? Papa's like, look.
Yeah. And one thing you cannot step out without?
One thing I cannot step out without, my Rudraksh.
Yeah. And you?
Advisory. No, I can't say. I mean, although that's yes, I cannot make it up, but it's not something that I,
Yeah. Are you a flirt?
to a certain extent.
Not.
Am I not at all?
You're just a gentleman.
Yeah. And are you?
Me? Am I a flirt? I'm like the least flirty person on this planet.
I put up a real good act.
I'm like really not. I'm not, right? I'm like the worst flirt ever. All my friends are like nodding over there. You're such a bad flirt.
Yeah. I believe both of you. I believe this interview. I love the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fawad. Thank you, Sonam.
Thank you,
And
man.
thank you for the Khoobsurat time together. And wishing the movie all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.